Hi Alonzo, this is Maggie. I'm taking a look at your chart today. Um, you commented about the similarities between yours and Rihanna's chart, so I just thought I would, instead of doing your natal chart, do a synastry chart comparison with hers, just so that I can look at hers and yours side by side. So your chart is in the inside wheel, the blue natal wheel is your chart. And Rihanna's chart is the outside wheel, the red. So this is just kind of like a chart comparison, compatibility. We call it synastry. It's a synastry chart. So you do have a lot of similarities with her chart. That's a very good eye to see that. And I'm glad that you know your chart. Because everything is in the upper hemisphere. There really are no planets on the lower hemisphere. And so and you both have the sun in Pisces. So her sun is on your sun, almost exact. It looks like 2 degrees Pisces, sort of on the cusp of Aquarius. So like Pisces, Aquarius. You're kind of cuspy. And so is she. 11th. Let's see. Yeah, so it's the 11th house. Your sun is the 11th house in Aquarius. But it's Pisces. So yeah, it's totally on the cusp between Aquarius and Pisces. So your moon, her moon is on your moon. So that's always a very strong connection. So her moon is in Aries. Her moon's in Aries and your moon's in Aries, which is awesome. In the 12th house of Pisces. So there would be a real connection there. And I see you have Venus in Aries as well. So there's a real connection there because her moon is on your moon. Her Venus is on pretty close to your Venus. Your Venus is 14 degrees Aries. Her Venus is in Aries as well. And so that's very interesting. Yes, there are some things in common with her chart. Very, when you want to look for a good connection, you would look for the sun, Venus, or the moon. And so to have that, you guys have that connection in Pisces, because it's it's actually in Aries, but it's in the 12th house of Pisces. So that would color it watery, yet direct. Aries is direct. Let's see, where else? So, let's see. So Rihanna's in the red, you're in the blue. So you're Jupiter in Capricorn on the midheaven. You've got a lot going on in your midheaven as well. So, and you have Jupiter in the 9th house, but it's in Capricorn. So that would bring you good luck, good fortune, or just make you visible, maybe in a career sort of way. And so her midheaven is right on you in Capricorn, on top of your Jupiter. So that's a really good connection in career, career, or and all her other planets are up there in the midheaven. You can see, she has Mars, Uranus, Saturn, Neptune, and the midheaven all up in the midheaven. But pretty much looking at your chart and the dynamics that are similarities with hers, and it's true, everything is up there. So I don't make assumptions, but looking at your chart, you have those planets in the 10th house, which is Capricorn's house. It's the career sector. If you would look for a career, you would look towards that. And you have Neptune there, so Neptune in Capricorn could be the arts or singing or any kind of a career. With Capricorn up in your midheaven, you know, and Jupiter would bring you good luck in your career, whatever it may be. It's a very fortunate placement for you to have Jupiter in your midheaven, and it just happens to be her midheavens on top of your Jupiter. So that's a connection. You guys would work well together. So I'm just zeroing in on your chart. So you have Neptune, Uranus, 2 degrees. So that's cuspy. That's kind of on the cusp between Capricorn and Aquarius. So as I recall during her chart, she did have some Aquarian. She was very much Aquarian, Piscean, and Aries. You know, just playing out different facets of her personality. So you too, as you pointed out, are very much Aries, Piscean, because of the 12th house and Pisces. Venus is exalted in Pisces. It's in the 12th house, but it's in Aries. So that would make you very direct. And the moon in the 12th house, it would color it Piscean and Aries, you know. You could be direct and assertive in maybe love or hidden affairs, but kind of, it's a dichotomy, you know. It really is, because Aries is very direct and assertive, and to have Aries in the water house of Pisces, excuse me, really tones down the Aries energy and colors it Pisces. So, yeah, so you both have the moon in Aries and Venus in Aries. So Venus in Aries would, it's in the house of Pisces. So Pisces is all about glamour too. I mean, you know, glamour, fashion, the arts, how you present yourself. So, you know, you could be very attractive or well-dressed, or, you know, maybe love fashion, but having Venus and your moon in Aries so close to your ascendant would make you very, very personal. And having Jupiter on your ascendant as well. Oh, I'm sorry, I was looking at Rihanna's Jupiter. So, yeah, your Jupiter was up in the midheaven in Capricorn, so that's very lucky for a career. Very, very career or hard work, you know, whatever you chose for your work, or maybe you're working hard in school, or, you know, yeah, so you have a lot going on in the midheaven. You have Jupiter, Neptune, excuse me, both Jupiter and Neptune are co-rulers of Pisces, a water sign, in the 12th house. So there's kind of a theme going on with 12th house planets, but they're up in the career sector, you know, your midheaven, or public, in the public eye somehow, or in the 12th house of Pisces, you know, having the moon and Venus in Pisces home. And it's and then having Pisces ruling planets up in your midheaven in Capricorn, which would be Jupiter, and where Jupiter is, it expands and brings good luck, and it's very beneficial. It's one of the most beneficial planets to have up there. So, and Neptune could be perhaps a career in the arts, or just you would probably look under Piscean careers, or any type of Pisces. It would bring sensitivity and expansion to whatever career you chose, or to your studies. Perhaps you could be studying philosophy or religion, or travel, because it is in your ninth house of Sagittarius, your Jupiter and Capricorn is on your midheaven. Yeah, so it's just, everything is up on the top hemisphere of your chart. So that's just being very social out in the world. Like if you had everything in the lower hemisphere of your chart, like the IC, below Aries and Libra, there are charts with everything on the lower hemisphere, and they tend to be more inward directed, maybe a little more introverted. So, but the fact that you do have a lot of planets in the 12th house, there is a side of you that needs, even though you present Aries, you have the moon in Aries, you have the ascendant in Aries, Venus in Aries, still they're in the 12th house, and the Jupiter, the ruler of Pisces, is on your ascendant. So that would just make your personality, oops, sorry, I'm looking at her Jupiter again, I'm sorry. Yours was up in the midheaven, but regardless, the moon and Venus in the 12th house in Aries, there was a side of you, like Rihanna as well, she's assertive out in the world, that you would need that time out as a Pisces moon, and especially a moon Venus in the 12th house. Even though you're very much in Aries, you would need that time to yourself. Or you could use it in the arts or fashion, or the way you present yourself. So it's very much a mix of Aries, Pisces, and so is she. And also your Mercury's. Mercury in Aquarius is the way you communicate. You communicate very well with groups. Or you would be very good at communication, because it's in Aquarius in your 10th house of career. That's Capricorn is the ruler of that's Capricorn's house. It's the career midheaven. So you have, Neptune in Capricorn, but you have a very large 10th house. So also in the 10th house of career is Uranus, which is the ruler of Aquarius, one of the rulers. Saturn is co-ruler of Aquarius. So you have Uranus and Mercury in an air sign in Aquarius. So her Mercury is pretty much on top of your Mercury. So the communication is very good. There would be a lot of communication. And the fact that Aquarius is an air sign and its ruler is there, a career or communication or, electronics, astrology, metaphysics, just Aquarians are so open-minded, all those things would come very easily to you because you have Uranus there, just, being very, very receptive to new ideas. I mean, ideas could come to you just like out of the blue. And Mercury too, because it's the ruler of Gemini, another air sign. Would bring a lot of ideas, friends, groups, perhaps make you a humanitarian. Um, so you have the Sun conjunct Mars in Pisces in the 11th house. So that too is cuspy. You know, it's like 2 degrees Pisces, and hers is, looks like hers is 2 degrees Pisces too. But it's, you know, usually there's 3 degrees. That's the orb I use, 3 to 5 degrees. I use 3 degrees. So, you know, both your suns are very, very much on the cusp of Pisces, Aquarius. So that gives you an unusual, you know, you want to mix it up. You want change. You might want change in your career, or you may travel, you know, you may want to travel. And Mars in Pisces, in the 11th house, Mars is your ruling planet, actually, as an Aries. Mars is your ruling planet. Hold on, you're actually not an Aries, you're Aries ascendant. So you actually are a Pisces. So you're Pisces, Aries ascendant, and the moon in Aries. So it's kind of colors you kind of like a double Aries, but they're in the 12th house in Pisces house. So that really flavors you Pisces as well. To have those planets in the 12th house. So you are totally colored Aries and Pisces and Aquarian, kind of like her chart. I do recall doing her chart. So to have the Sun conjunct Mars, Mars is action. It's in the 11th house. So yeah, her Sun is right on your Sun. Mars would give you ambition and drive. It's in the 11th house of Aquarius. So yeah, so, but it's in Pisces. So that, again, that would help in any endeavor you chose. You know, you could look under, you know, Pisces and Aquarius for different things that interest you to pursue, because Mars gives you drive and initiative. Yeah, so, oh, yeah, so I'm kind of trying to do an individual chart reading as well as doing a synergy, you know, with your chart, the similarities between your chart and RIHANNA's chart. So you have the, just to recap, you have the Sun in Pisces, Moon in Aries, Mercury in Aquarius, Venus in Aries, Mars in Pisces. So we already went over that. Your true node, your north node is what you strive for, where your destiny would be. Not your destiny, but you know, what you're working towards in this lifetime. And yours is in Libra, in personal Libra's all about relationships and art, harmony and peace, and you have it in the 6th house of work. So your north node would be to strive towards working with others, you know, to strive towards maybe bringing peace and harmony in relationships, or learning to work well with others, because it is in your work house of Virgo. However, it's also in the it's in the on the cusp of the 7th house. So the arts are because Libra's ruled by Venus, so anything, like if you wanted to look at, you know, what to strive for, is to just work on your relationships in this lifetime through your work somehow, and you know, whatever that is. So in her north node was in the 12th house. in Pisces, and she's very much has pursued her music career, and fashion and everything else. So, yeah, so that's pretty much a breakdown. You are fire, water, a little bit of air. Well, yeah, very much Aquarian, fire, air, and Aquarian, and don't forget Capricorn. Jupiter in Capricorn is so fortunate. You could be the boss. You could get a raise. You could call a lot of shots with lucky Jupiter in Capricorn. That's a great placement. And Pluto, you have Pluto in Sagittarius, which is generational. Everyone in your generation has Pluto in Sagittarius in the 8th house. So that would, that's Scorpio's house, and it's the ruler of Scorpio. So that's a very good placement, but it's in Sagittarius. So it would give you a lot of intuition, you know, because it's kind of flavored Scorpio, but it is in Sagittarius. So, you know, travel, things of that nature, joint finances, you know. Anyway, yeah, so anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope that you got something out of this. I'm glad that you know your chart well enough to recognize it in RIHANNA's chart, because there are a lot of similarities. And you know, should you ever want to do a chart comparison, say, you know, with your partner, you know, that's definitely, you would want to look for the moon on top of the moon, or Venus on top of the Venus, and, you know, sun on sun. That's very, very harmonious, because you would just relate. You would relate with that person totally. They would get you, you know, you would get them. And Mercury on Mercury, yeah. So it's very, very interesting, Alonzo. And so you are definitely Martian, you know. You're ruled by Mars, and she's ruled by Venus. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. If you do, please like and subscribe. Okay, thanks.